rest in the future will be recorded. I won't make as many dumb mistakes. That's entirely on me. So hopefully you were here to see your team. I'm sorry if I missed it in the recording. My apologies. But we're recording from here on out. Damn. Whacked my head for that one. Let's see here. But looking at the team, you're letting Russ cook a little bit. And you got Deshaun Watson. So you're back and forth in your quarterbacks. I think that's fine. I would consider... You've got a lot of yes. A lot of these teams are from yesterday. Some are from today's live streams and so on. And we're trying to optimize accordingly to get to all of your guys' teams and help you guys out with respective trade requests. If I can speak English, it's a fine team. My issue is your bench. Like I think your bench is atrocious, to be completely blunt. In which case, like. I can't really even tell you like how to, I wouldn't say improve this team, but like get some better 2-for-1s to really improve it in general. Like
it's a long road for this team.
Like your overall like starting lineup's fine, but like your bench needs a lot of work.
If you stay healthy though, the team on its own is very good.
Yeah, like that's the nicest contingent. I'm trying to think if there is anything I would do. Like, you got to be taking a lot of deep swings. I'd go pick up Roschon Johnson off of waivers, and I would drop Van Jefferson. I'd go get Justice Hill over Gus Edwards. Those are the two that I think are the most intriguing. I imagine Josh Palmer's already off of waivers in this league. But, like, that's all the real advice I can do. And then, like, this is a spot, considering that, like, I don't like your bench respectfully, that I would be doing the whole streaming defense advice, in which case you're already prepping defenses for the following week, so you're ahead of market here. Because that's really where you're going to get those extra points that a lot of people don't really think that, like, actually, like, help, so to speak. Like, those points add up over time. It's like that one app or whatever where you, Acorns, you put all the extra dollars in the thing or whatever it is. God, I sound like I'm 7 years old. But, like... That's the reality of the matter. You're adding all that loose change that does stack up over time, which from like an ROI standpoint does work out for you. But I would really be making those respective pivots. Fortunately for this team, this one will be on YouTube. Sorry for the 1 hour of other teams that I forgot to record. My bad. Is what it is. I might be able to even see if there's a recording that was saved from this. Well, I'll see if I can find it. But moving on to the next team here. We got New York Pishadoos. That's a name. Let's see here. We got Ryan emphatically asking what K9 is worth. So, going to ask you guys, what do you believe that K9 is worth right now?
I mean, his value's at an all-time high, I would say. The Charbonnet role has increased a little bit, but he's also got more work, so I don't think it's really anything to be scared of. In terms of, like, who he's comparable to, I mean... If he's like the running back 7 or something, then maybe like Devontae Smith. Yeah. I don't know.
Also,
somewhere like that.
Ty, if you're the one receiving Bijan for Raheem Mostert, take that and enjoy the win. Like, this is what we mean. Like, I know this sounds rude, but like, that's an example of your league mate being an idiot in theory. Like, I'm sorry if that's you, Ty, in which case I'm sorry for being disrespectful. But, like, you don't, like, Raheem Mostert for an 8th, the person they selected with the 8th overall pick, that snap share continues to increase. Like, I'm going to take that guy. Like, that's just the reality of the matter. Let's see. Diggs/Pollard, who are you benching? Not entirely sure. Yes. Nah, someone offered it to you, Ty. This is what we mean. Like, you never know what you're going to get offered. Like, that's just, like, the reality of the matter. Like, you really don't know what your league mates are going to do. We're just trying to give you guys the overall, like, low balls you can throw that'll have a decent chance of hitting. Breece Hall can still be valued as an RB1, realistically, but he's got to get into a better quarterback situation over there.
I would say low end. I mean, even at his peak with Cook there, he's not going to be, like, up with the true RB1s. But, I mean, he could be, like, RB10 to 12 for sure.
All right, so I think we finally got to the IDP league here because I'm seeing some defensive pieces in here, and I'll admit
Oh, let's go.
IDP is not my specialty at all. Let's see, who your name was evident. I'm not entirely sure, Brody. I'll try to go back towards it at the end of the stream here. I remember which team you respectively were, but we're going to try to focus on the ones going forward. Defense is an IDP league. I don't understand the scoring too well for it. Maybe Grant has a little bit of a better lean on this specifically, so I'll let him take over that. What are your thoughts on this defensive front, Grant, here?
I mean, I know all of them as players. I'm not sure what your like scoring system is. It seems like they're pretty valued if you have L'Jarius Sneed projected 10 points. Maybe there's like pass defense and stuff like that involved. I mean, all of them are very good defensive players. I can't speak to the format of the league or like how much value they have compared to like a receiver or something. But in terms of the rest of your team, it looks very solid.
I'd probably get more defensive guys on your bench, I guess, in theory, right? Like,
yeah, he has Daxton Hill there,
which is just one guy. I feel like you should have more in theory in a league like this, so you can flip around a little bit.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, I don't really understand defensive scoring. I'll be completely honest in that, like, that's not my area of specialty. I'm more on the offensive front because I understand the numbers.
Maybe package Atwell and Daniil Hunter and go get yourself Max Crosby.
That's a homer pick right there, but it's a good homer pick. He's definitely on the come up. Let's see here. It makes me wonder, like, where could you have got, like, I see you're in the chat here, and this is your team. Where did brain farting on who I said was Micah Parsons? Where did he go in this draft? Like, where does a talent like Micah Parsons or Nick Bosa go? I am curious about that.
Wells, real quick, I just got a question: Swift or a chain for you? I mean, I'm Team Swift all the way, but Grant.
Swift for now.
Swift for now because it's like more consistent. But like, if I'm trying to trade one, I feel like I can get more value for a chain. But like, I am very curious to see how HN like actually moves in value because like that type of performance, I wouldn't say is repetitive, but it should be influencing his overall future value.
Yeah, he's saying Micah went pretty late. All the defensive guys are pretty late, and you can stream them. So he just wants us to cover the offense for now. Wow. And in terms of the offense, I think a lot looks very good. Pickens, I think, could grow and could be a good flex for once Kupp is back, and you'll have Kupp to be your true wide receiver one, and then Pickens can slide into that 2-2 slot with Kupp back. So I think your depth is perfect there. I like how you stacked Atwell with Kupp because they'll kind of replace each other well.
Exactly. I try to set out a 2-2 though, cool respectively to that though.
Yeah, there's also big chances for big Gabe Davis games and stuff like that. So the only thing I would say is maybe after a big Gabe Davis week or a big Pacheco week, something like that, package one of them up with a Pickens or a Kyren Williams or something and go get another like solidified round one type player. Other than that, everything looks great. I think there's a lot of potential for 2-for-1s and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Like you have a lot of solid depth pieces that you could do 2-for-1s here, like Grant was saying. Specifically, like you could build up Kyren in theory more if you wanted to. Like George Pickens is a great kind of, I wouldn't say like sell high right now, but like I imagine once Deontay Johnson's back, he's going to be the lead guy in that field. Which obviously isn't really the best thing to be selling at this point because like Deontay Johnson's got quite some time before he's really back in this mix. But like you could really package George Pickens with, trying to think here, maybe like Isaiah Pacheco or something to get a higher end like receiver of some some form. Like that's the only thing I would really advise for. Like Gabe Davis has like what he has that 50 fantasy point game or whatever. And maybe you can even sell it to a league mate like he will, then like you're in a really good spot. I would hold on Jordan Addison. Snap share will continue to go up. Fun stat that I consistently say on this stream is that there's only 4 receivers that when they were 19 years old, so when they were in college, had 26 fantasy points per game. That's Jamar Chase, Des Bryant, Michael Crabtree, and Jordan Addison. That is absolutely elite company for the former Bullet is it Bolitnikov winner? I think that's how you pronounce it. So like he's going to be somebody that's continuing to ascend. So I would not trade him whatsoever, but I would take each one of these various assets and try to build up a little bit respectively. Primarily Tutu and George Pickens potentially would be at the top of my theoretical radar here. And I'm not afraid to give up Isaiah Pacheco either, depending on your overall feelings with that. Just because you do have a bit of a safety net with James Conner. Like, you can just build it, like, you can see there's so many different avenues. Just try to keep your elite assets and do the 2-for-1s.
Yeah.
But
a lot of you guys putting in trade questions in the chat. It's hard to keep up with all of them, and we're mainly focused on these teams here. But if you want to join the Discord, any of these questions will be responded to within like 20 seconds. So
just direct them to the fantasy channel.
Yeah. So if you join the Discord, hop in the fantasy football channel, any of these questions will be answered by one of us three or someone who's just as qualified to answer the question. So feel free to hop in there.
Bro, I love the unusual DM activity alert. And
I know, it's so sick.
I'm going to mark it as
and resolved. Someone you might want to target potentially. I mean, I like your team a lot. I think once Kupp comes back, your only real issue is maybe that last flex with Pickens. So maybe getting rid of Pickens and Pacheco or something for Devontae Smith, maybe something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like there's just a lot of avenues you can go out with this team. Very strong team in general. Like you're in a really good position to pivot this to be even like better. Like love what you're doing here, Em. Moving on to our next team here. We have Kirk Cousins, King Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, Jay Jettas, Jalen Waddle, Logan Thomas, who is in and out consistently, Higgins. Let's see here. DJ Moore, Michael Thomas, Geno Smith, Rashid Shaheed, Devon A-Chain. I'm assuming this is your team, Simon says, since you're typing in the chat. Right on. Told me to start him. That's awesome. Happy to hear that, Em. Want to make sure you guys are winning your league. We love that for you. Let's see here. Jackson's your fantasy guru. He's my fantasy guru too. But don't tell Grant. Let's see here. This is a very strong team. Like as we've consistently said on the stream, like we like selling out of Derrick Henry. Like it's panic time for us. He's not in a good spot. Maybe he gets traded to a different team and he's more efficient. But like packaging him with Devon A-Chain for a super high end running back is in a really good spot. Obviously, try to lowball Derrick Henry 1-for-1 because you never know what you can kind of get back. As you saw in the stream, one of our guys in here, I believe it was Ty, if I'm remembering correctly, was able to get Bijan in return for Raheem Mostert. You never know exactly what you're going to get in return from your league mates. So I'm going to encourage you to potentially see what lowball offers you can send out for Derrick Henry in terms of these higher end players, and then have some conversations with your league mates from there. I would try to recommend pivoting you more towards Logan Thomas here, because like you never know. Like, see, Brian was even able to trade Mostert for Austin Eckler, like, and that should be a league-winning trade in theory. Like, there's a lot of really, really good spots to be going off of for this. But looking at this respectively, like Logan Thomas is somebody I would be trying to move off of and trying to get in a higher edge running back. I mean, a tight end. Like Luke Musgrave, I know he hasn't been great, but like it's a really good like kind of overall like numbers and stuff behind him. Like it looks really, really strong. Like there's just a lot of positive things, and we'll get to as many as we can to tonight. We're already closing in on the hour and 15 mark, and we're on Team 21 right now. So we'll see how many more we can get into. We might have to save the rest of these for a stream that we'll do tomorrow for you guys, because we like doing this for you guys and want to help out in whatever way we can. But let's see here. We got DJ Moore, Michael Thomas, Geno Smith. Yeah, this is a solid team. Just obviously like increase the running backs. Anything you guys would do differently here?
I mean, you could package... You got Michael Thomas on the bench. I mean, I kind of like where this team is at, honestly. Like, I don't think you could package too much and keep, like, as strong of a flex as T. Higgins. I think they're really strong there. I don't know. Maybe, like, Michael Thomas and DJ Moore for another running back or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Foodie's giving you shit in the chat. Jackson, he's saying pick up the pace. You're slacking. But moving on to the
Damn.
next chat.
I'm going as fast as I can. Come on.
I know he's working as hard as he can. But overall, like, it's a solid team. I would just try to improve your tight end position. Obviously, increase these running backs to higher echelon pieces, and you should be in a league winning spot. Like it overall. Moving on to our next team, we got Danny Dimes starting at quarterback here. And then we got some, let's see, solid running back core. Receiving core is definitely coming up to form. I'm assuming this is a standard league. I don't know if I'd be starting the Titans defense against Cincy. Let's see, who else do we like here? Let's see, this is users team right on. I mean, it's solid overall. You got 3 really strong running backs, and that's really what you need to take yourself forward. I would consider maybe packaging Ramondre Steven and Alvin Kamara and, like, getting a higher end receiver that you know you can consistently count on.
They got Cup on the bench on the IR too.
Oh, damn, that's really nice. So you got the nice head for Puka, but, like, realistically, only thing I can think of is, like, try to see if you can get a better wide receiver to build this further. I think that, like, you can utilize Marquise Brown and Tutu specifically, along with one of these 2 running backs to kind of, like, build it forward. I love Daniel Jones. I think he's probably the better option. Like, the kind of worry thing about Matt Stafford is, like, they're missing their left tackle, but, like, the Daniel Jones side is also missing, like, three-fifths of their line, which sucks. But the nice upside that you have with Daniel Jones, respectively, is, like, he rushes the ball. Like, if you like, measure the statistics behind Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones, I know this sounds insane, but they're almost identical. One just has a dramatically better offensive line, and better receiving weapons as well. So to me, like, I like Daniel Jones in this particular matchup. My only concern is the offensive line. Still weighing whether or not I like which one of these 2 better, but my current lean is towards Daniel Jones. Yeah, last week his line did not help him whatsoever. Neither of them, basically. But overall, very solid team. Would try to upgrade this receiving room. You're probably not going to be able to upgrade the tight end specific spot too much, but Patty Fry should be able to get it more going / be more involved. What up, Meat Hammer? Happy to see you in here, my guy.
Hey.
Let's see here. 5 more, mine's around 25. We'll see how it goes. Happy to help you out there, user. But moving on, I think that might have been the last one that we had scheduled, potentially. Let's see here. Nope, we got some more added on here. Our boy Jamario is working overtime getting you guys plugged in here.
I mean, yeah, there are like 30 on there, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all the ones on there anyways.
All right, so we'll get to up to number 30 here because we're on 24 right now. We're going to do 6 more. So if you're new to this stream, then I encourage you guys to go ahead, pop in the Discord. The link to that is in the bio. It's entirely free. We have a fantasy football thread that answers as many of your guys' fantasy football questions as we possibly can. But remember, we're only going to be able to do so many of these fantasy football teams before, 1, my voice gives out, or 2, Jackson and Grant get annoyed of my commentary. In which case, like, it's a lot easier if we kind of go more towards the stream, and we'll have another one planned for you guys tomorrow. In which case, we can kind of get into it. We're going to try to get through as many as we can, but, like, as I said, you might just have to pop back in tomorrow. Sorry to annoy you in that sense.
DM me at Jamario Moon right now. You know, the first people to DM me will be the first people to get reviewed in the stream tomorrow or the next one that we do. So lock in with me.
So we'll get that going and get you guys set right there. Appreciate all the likes, the gifts, and the follows here. And the 1 subscription we got, which was pretty dope. Always fun to see people subscribe in here. But it is going to be tomorrow or the next day. Realistically, if you send it today, Jacob, you should be pretty high up in the queue. In which case, we should get you optimized. Is the Discord. Fields and CMC, I'm not entirely sure if we have Harville. We've been through a lot of teams here, and a lot of them are starting to mesh in my brain, which is starting to slowly process slower. But we got Justin Fields here, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Mixon, Kelly. I do not like Kelly. You need to upgrade your RB2, my friend. You really, really need to prioritize that. I would not be afraid to trade any of these facets on your bench here and really prioritize upgrading your RB2 because that is a spot that is absolutely lacking right now. I wouldn't say that Fields has to go just yet. I think there's actually a decent chance that Fields drops a 30 bomb, considering how many rush yards we saw the Broncos defense let up, and the fact that he got 8 designed runs in this last game. So, like, I think this is a pretty good spot in general for Fields, but that's for another conversation. I think Musgrave is a solid backup, Brian. But I would be building up this RB2 here. You've offered everything, Landon. I'm sorry. You might have to trade out of one of your elite receivers to theoretically tear down to build up into a more efficient team here. In which case, like, this is another thing you can do here. Go get Roschon Johnson. Be ahead of the market with Roschon Johnson and Tyjae Spears and drop Kendrick Bourne and Tyler Boyd. These guys realistically aren't going to win you your league. Like, I hate to say it, but they're not. In which case, one of those two guys will likely come into a lead role this season based off of their snap share percentages and how much they're already becoming more predominant in their relative offenses. In which case, that could help you be in a better spot and pivot off of Josh Kelly more efficiently. So if people aren't willing to trade with you, that would be my advice. I'd offer Tutu Atwell if I could, but perhaps your league mates are just mean to not get myself kicked off TikTok.
I would probably tear down with like Diggs or something though.
Yeah.
I like Adams probably more than Diggs of the two. And I think Diggs has good potential to tear down a little bit and maybe trade him for like Devontae Smith and Rachaad White or something. Just something that you could tear down a little bit and get a running back that you can trust more, because once Eckler's back, Kelly's not really going to have a huge role. So
Devontae over Diggs is such a Raiders fan opinion, bro.
Devontae over Diggs?
I was going to say it.
Devontae over Diggs?
Diggs has been balling, but they've both been balling. So I'll leave it
there.
I'm playing. I was messing with you.
No, it probably is. But I just feel like Devontae gets force-fed so often.
I mean, they're literally 2 and 3 in terms of route running ability in the league. Like, the only person that is above them is Justin Jefferson. Like, it's literally 2 of the top 3 route runners in the league. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to moving DJ Moore at this point. Like, it's just a hard spot to keep him. But I think you have to keep him this week because, like, we got to see how it goes. I'll see what we can do, Brody. Going to try to get back to your team here. We still got a lot we got to get through. Let's see here. On to our next team here. Running back room, definitely decent. You got to pick who exactly you prefer more out of Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. I hate to be that guy, but that's just the reality of the matter.
I don't think both of them can be sustainable.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance you get a decent week from one of the two, but like there's not going to be many weeks where they're both good.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue there, and I 100% agree with that take.
So I'd package one up with, like, I don't know, Montgomery maybe.
Yeah, package Montgomery and get a higher-end running back that's going to be more sustainable for your flex spot. Preferably Sutton, in theory, but, like, maybe he is able to be sustainable. A weird thing that I saw in the preseason that, like, I thought a lot of people overlooked was, like, the coverage was tearing more towards Jerry Jeudy, which left a lot more opportunity for Courtland Sutton, which I thought was very interesting. But, like, that's really not going to play too much into it. Jerry Jeudy should be returning to form. But, yeah, I'm with Grant there. Try to do some packaging. See if you can kind of, like, build into, like, this flex spot being a little bit more efficient. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I would bench Henry. I'm just not in on him. Let's see here. Overall, very solid team. Zach Charbonnet snap share is also riding, which is really great. Set your team today. Do you have to send tomorrow too? No. Michaela, you will be set up in the queue if you already sent your team today to Jamario Moon with the respective requirements and kind of getting you guys prepared. Let's see here. Tank Dell, Josh Palmer, Rachaad White for Kenneth Walker. Would you guys do that? I see Roman is asking that question a decent bit in here before we move on to our next team.
Tank Dell, Rachaad White, and who for Kenneth Walker?
Josh Palmer.
Yeah, I would do that.
If I'm the one receiving Walker, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next team here. We have Fields, Bijan Robinson, Etienne, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Oh, my God. Kyle Pitts, Zay Flowers, Tyler Bass. I mean, Congratulations, you won. I don't
Wait,
know
did
what
you
to
pick
tell
like
you.
1, 2, and 3?
Like, is this a league where you? This is you, Aaron. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Aaron's been in
it's
the
a
Discord
10.
for a while, and he trades like a madman.
Where did Bijan, Chase, and Jefferson come from?
He just trades like crazy. Like he was like in the stream this whole entire offseason, like just constantly going back and forth. Like, okay, I'm gonna trade this for that. I would trade this for that, and then this is the monstrosity we're left with in terms of just
I mean, it worked, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a menace, Aaron. I don't think you need anybody reviewing your team. You got the trade market on lock, buddy.
yeah, like you're good, Aaron. I'd say like maybe trade for like Travis Kelsey somehow. Like yeah, you can pull that off in an option draft. That's a good point, Floyd. I happy to see you back in here. You definitely can. You send it to Jamario Moon, Maddie. You send it to Jamario Moon. Like
I mean, you could get rid of A Chain and Madison or something, and
yeah, in
try to
theory,
get like Hawkinson or
yeah.
Mark Andrews or something like that.
Pitts and A Chain for
I mean,
Yeah.
big boy
the
tight end.
bench is a little weak. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like this starting lineup is just an all-star cast. Like the only thing that like I would say is like improve.
The flex and the tight end maybe a little bit.
Yeah, like the tight
The
ends.
skill
Like
positions are like unbeatable.
if you were able to get Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson, like literally the first
put
3
something
picks
up.
essentially in the draft, like I'm sure somebody's willing to give you Travis Kelsey at this point. I'm curious to see what your team looks like, Harville. We'll get to it here. But yeah, congratulations on winning your league. You send your team in the Discord to Jamario Moon. Remember, guys, the Discord is entirely free. If you want this specific one, you have to DM Jamario Moon, and he'll send you the exact requirements to get on the stream here. But we're going to be going through 4 more teams here. Link to that is in the bio. We do have a fantasy football thread where you guys all can join entirely for free. We have myself, along with Grant and Jackson, a bunch of other fantasy football analysts, sitting inside of our fantasy football specific thread, helping you guys win your leagues there. That part is entirely free, in which case you can ask as many questions as you guys want, and we just go consistently over and over and over. As if we were to check the Discord right now, I'm going to check. We have over 550 people active, and the majority of them are sitting in that fantasy football thread, absolutely going crazy on as many questions and turning each team into a respective league winner. So I highly encourage you guys to go check that out. And if we're not able to get to your team in this particular stream, go in there, chat it out, and we'll get to it on the next stream we do. We're going to try to do one of these a day, get through 30 teams each time. Just probably be more efficient because I don't want to hold them that long. Let's see here. Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Evan Ingram, Chris Olave. Holy cracked. Yeah, this is a very good team. I don't really have much else to say other than this is a very, very good team. In theory, you'd want to build up your bench a little bit more and like maybe upgrade from Kenneth Walker, like a little bit more, Matt. I really like this team. I think you did a very good job with it. I'm imagining you drafted from like the 103 or something would be my guess. But even that's a little bit like kind of wild to think of because like Chris Olave was going at the early second, I want to say, as well.
I like stacking the defenses too.
6-spot 12 team. Wow. Love what you did
Your
with the defense.
defensive player choices are kind of interesting.
Yeah. Just overall, like strong team here. Like what you did here. In theory, you can build. Yeah, you definitely are 3-0. I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. In theory, like you should be trading to improve your tight end here. Like Ingram's great, but you could potentially like I don't know. Maybe the guy who's Travis Kelsey's just sucking in a lot of positions and like. Yeah,
It's the only way, the only area you can really improve that much in. So
yeah,
or you could go get like Mahomes or Hurts or a better quarterback in theory as well.
yeah. I imagine the defensive players aren't, so to speak, doing too much for you, but like
They probably just get a lot of tackles. I mean, both those guys are like 10 tackle a game type dudes, but not doing anything dynamic.
Yeah. Mike UDM, our boy Jackson here at Jamario Moon in the Discord. But moving on to the next team. Great team here, Matt. Like, absolute, like, it's really nice. All right. Team Prison Mike Tomlin. Now, that is a great name. Big fan of that. Let's see here. Prison Mike. Let's see. Russell Wilson, Christian McCaffrey, Zach Moss, Amon St. Brown, Devontae Smith, Sam Laporta, Tank Dell. I'm going to let you guys take away this one to start us off here.
I mean, it looks good to me, really good. Zach Moss I guess Zach Moss isn't the RB2. RB2 is K9. So yeah, I really like this team, and they got Barkley. This is a championship winner for me.
Yeah, why the hell is Kenneth Walker on your bench? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
That's a little
potentially could be.
You could put him in the flex over Tank Dell, realistically.
Also, Amari Cooper on the bench is over Tank Dell is kind of bad. I mean, I guess that kind of works.
I would package
last week. It didn't.
You should be making some package deals here and like get some
Puka. Pieces. If you're gonna package some players out, you have Saquon too. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna package some people up, this week's the week to do it. I think Puka value is gonna go down a little bit post Cup return. Zach Moss is at a high right now. Tank Dell's at a high right now. Cooper's at a high right now. You have a ton of guys that are peaking right now. So I think there's plenty of options and potential to stack up some
Eli, if this is you,
really, really top tier players.
I wouldn't mind trading Devontae Smith in K9 for Justin Jefferson. Like if I had to give that up. Like
both?
I don't want to realistically do that, but like if that's what he's gonna go with, like Justin Jefferson's in a whole nother tier, but like you really don't even need to do that. Like this team is more than
Saquon and someone for Jeff.
Or like Maddie C, if you just set your team into Jamario, it probably will not get reviewed in tonight's stream. We'll tell you when we're doing the next one. We'll have that updated in the Discord ahead of tomorrow, so look out for the ping for that, and we'll have an update out for you. We're just gonna try this is new for us, so like we're still trying to set up good recurrent times for each one of us. But two, like we do have the games tomorrow. And want to make sure that we're optimizing accordingly for that. But yeah, there's a reason this team is 3-0. Like, this is a great team. We update through the announcement sector. Jamario sends the majority of the updates for me. I'm learning how to touch grass eventually as I consistently sift through data mines and so on. And then we come on.
Yep, and we tag everybody in the Discord in big announcements we make, so you'll get a post notification for it. Should be good.
Happy to help you, Maddie. Might not be able to get to you in this stream, but we'll see what we can do ahead of next one. No problem, Alex. Happy to help in whatever way we can. This is a phenomenal team. Like, this is great. Let's see. No problem, Brody Hole. Let's see. Daniel Jones, Rashawn Johnson, Kareem Hunt. Okay, that's your bench. Thank God. I got worried for a second. Deshaun Watson, Joe Mixon, Jahmyr Gibbs. Solid team. I love Nico Collins, but this is a spot where you can realistically trade up to get a higher end flex spot potentially, but like it's a fine team overall. The bench is a little bit weaker for my liking. I would drop Kareem Hunt and I'd go get Tyjae Spears or Jaden Reed, whichever one you prefer to drop out of those two realistically. That's just my personal preference because I think that one of those running backs is going to rise into prominence for their respective rosters. What do you guys think here?
Both your running backs are solid, but I think, picking up Tyjae and having the possibility of him or Roschon becoming a true like running back one in theory is huge just because, I don't know, Mixon and Gibbs both have been kind of shaky to start. I believe in Gibbs for sure, but Mixon, just a little bit suspect to start out. So just give yourself as many options as you can. So in case something bad happens, you'll be prepared for those situations.
Eli, you send it to our guy Jackson here at Jamario Moon on the Discord, and I would not think too much into the Thielen revenge game against Minnesota. He's got freaking Bryce Young throwing to him.
What about the Zeke revenge game?
The Red Rocket.
I'm not sure about that one either, but maybe one of them will prove me wrong this weekend. We shall see. But if Andy Dalton's a quarterback, then yes, I'm confident in Adam Thielen. But moving on to the next team here, hopefully that was helpful to you. I think that might be the last one, actually. Yep, I think that was the last one we have here. It is. So we're going to click off presenting mode here. We really appreciate you guys popping into the stream. We've been live for a little bit over an hour and a half. That seems to be kind of the true duration we have for each one of these. Make sure you guys drop a follow so you guys can stay up to date with when we're exactly doing these. going to be trying to do about whatchamacallit. We're going to try to do about 2 to 3 streams a day of be doing start sits respectively, and we're going to do about 1 of these a day if we can on rating your guys' respective teams. If you guys want to get your teams rated or whatever, I really encourage you to pop in the Discord. The link to that is in the bio. It's entirely free, but if you want to get your team rated, you got to DM Jackson, and he'll tell you exactly how to get that respectively set up, in which case, like, that's the best way to go. He does look like he's a little bit frozen there. He got tired of our BS here. But really appreciate you guys popping out. You will be on the next one, Maddie. He's going through the DMs right now and optimizing for the next, whatchamacallit. But appreciate you guys.
We won't be live, though, until like 24 hours from now or something, though. So if there's players you're wondering about for tomorrow night's games, or I guess just game, hop in the Discord and just send messages in. I will be in there. We'll have plenty of other expert people in there. If they have a green username, it means they're qualified to give some good advice. So hop in there, send a message, say whatever you want, ask about your team, trades, anything like that, and you'll get some good quality responses within just like 10 or 20 seconds. So feel free to join up there in the meantime.
Yep. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you drop a follow. I need to rest my voice a little bit. We'll try to be on for another start sit stream a little bit later tonight, but really appreciate you guys popping in this stream here. We'll be back on tomorrow to answer more questions. We might have to do a little bit of an earlier stream for you guys so we can kind of get through these. Maybe we do it we'll figure out a time that works. We might have to do a super late one after the game if you guys are up for that, but we'll ping back and forth in Slack about that. But appreciate you guys. Going to drop